Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the Israel versus Palestine conflict that's going on right now. It's another attack on Israel. Uh, Netanyahu is, on the warpath. He's declaring he's going to be harsh on them. He's going to bring justice and all this other stuff. The last time that this happened, it was incredibly disappointing because not Netanyahu was doing a bunch of indiscriminate killings. He wasn't just going after Hamas, the hate organization that's over there. He was actually going after any and every Palestinian for some oddball reason. He was just indiscriminately killing every Palestinian there. Now, for those of you who don't know what the deal is with the Palestinians and the Israelites and all them, what's the big deal with them and all this good stuff? I can tell you it's got everything to do with history, and I wrote it down here. So pardon me while I look the other way. Okay, to dumb it all down and just bring it all to you real quick. The Israel that we know started out as 12 tribes. Okay, one of them was Israelite, another one was the Hittites, the other one was, I think, the Noabs, I can't remember what it's called. And then another one was Canaanites. Now it's at Canaanite is where we're looking at, is where the focus is. Now these 12 tribes of Israel that formed Israel started around the 13th century BC. Palestine was formed at 135 AD, and technically it wasn't formed by anybody from the Middle East. It was actually formed by a Roman emperor named Hadrian, who originally named it Palestina. Okay, so it's about 1,000 years or more after the Israelites had settled in what is now called Israel. Now, in Canaanite, where Palestine was formed, not a single Palestinian tribe identifies themselves with roots to Canaanite or Canaan. Instead, they claim to be proud Arabs, descended from the most notable Arab tribes of the Hijaz, what is now called today's Iraq and Yemen. Yet it's really only the Palestinian leaders that claim the Palestinians are descendants from Canaanites who lived there in the land before the Israelites tribes even settled in there. The catch is that the viewpoint on this is that the Palestinians can be traced back to the Canaanites, but that only comes from the Hamas, that hate organization that's out to destroy everything Israel and Jewish, and their nationalities range from Egyptian to Cairo and Alexandria, Damietta and Upper Egypt, Arabs and Saudis, and all of them Muslims. Okay, all of them Muslims. This is what the Hamas is saying, trying to let all of you out there believe that they were there long before anything Israelite, anything Israel was ever in existence, anything Jew was ever in existence, despite the fact that the Jews originally originated from 12 tribes of Israel from as far back as the 13th century BC. And the Palestinians technically didn't form until 135 AD. So you can see the rewriting of history right there. It's pretty bad. Now, and to top it all off, it's so politically incorrect. I mean, unless they're doing a timeline transformation, like the way Quakers were eventually Pilgrim and later on Amish here in the Americas, over there in Israel, the Hamas, starting from the year 1987, they happen to be a Palestinian Sunni Islamic fundamentalist nationalist organization, a militant organization, a hate organization that happens to be Sunni Islamic. But yet they claim to have come from from Arabian territories, and all Muslim. So, another politically incorrect or just another weird version of rewriting history. Now, I bring this up because even though that I'm not neither Jewish nor is there anything Middle Eastern about me, but I bring this up because every time Palestinians and Israelites go to war, they have this thing about fighting to the death and all this other crap, and it has me rooting for Israel because of Hamas, a terroristic hate group that's using that's hiding out in Palestine, amongst the citizens of Palestine and all this good stuff, if not actually related to and stuff, like kind of like the way here in the States, many of us Tejanos, that's what I am. I am a Mexican American, a Tejano. We'll have some form of connection or link, or even if we're not affiliated with a Latino crime organization, whether it be a disorganized crime thing like Brown Pride and Tangos, all the way up to the full familia, like any cartel that's going on. And then there's some that actually don't have a single connection whatsoever to any of that stuff. But you take that same analogy and you take it all the way over there to Israel, where you've got Palestinians that might not have a single connection with Hamas, but there are some neighbors and all them that has one relative that's in connection with the Hamas, or whatever hate organization it transforms itself into next, and all this stuff. And you got that same type of analogy over there, like the way we do over here in the States. So when you see something like, a hate group or a leader being caught, apprehended, tried, and sentenced, and then the son of that hate group leader comes into play, and he just winds up getting caught and apprehended and thrown in jail, thrown in prison also, and all this good stuff. Well, you kind of hope that a fight actually does ensue, and that something like the Israelites, Israel wins against the hate organization Hamas, and it's no different than here in the United States. The cartels are vicious, murdering, organizations of hate, but they, the leaders wind up getting their butts whooped every now and then their sons take over and they wind up getting killed or arrested, and they get put out of commission, and you just really want to see it all end after a while. You just want to see the demise of that cartel. You want, just like the way you see Israel and Palestine, you just want to see the demise of that hate organization in Palestine, Hamas, even if it means that Israel has to push Hamas out of their country, because remember, it's a little country smack dab in the middle of Israel, an entirely different country of its own. Okay. And so I've got a question that comes with it. Well, why not? I mean, yeah, Netanyahu completely dropped the ball the last time that this incident happened, which was in May of 2021, where he sent troops in claiming we're going to knock out Hamas, but instead just wound up killing a whole crap load of Palestinians, whether they were affiliated to the Hamas or not. Netanyahu dropped the ball back then. Now I've kind of got my fingers crossed and hoping that he can actually focus on that hate group and the people that are affiliated with, even if he has to actually kick the whole country out of their country, and I say, why not? They've got an opportunity to do that. They should do it. Just like here in the States. Think about it. Here in the States, if we actually had the chance to kick out the KKK out of the United States of America, you know, or any other hate organization, the cartels, if we had the chance to actually take them out, you know, not so much like execute, but, and I'm sure some will rather prefer to be executed, but if we had the opportunity to remove cartels or gangs or whatever out of our country, you know, if maybe even go as far as demolishing the cartels on their own territory, you know, in Mexico or Colombia or wherever, you know, Venezuela in this day and age, El Salvador, you know, if we had the actual opportunity to stop their trafficking and all that, why not? Why shouldn't we do it? You know? And not just over there and over here, not just in Christian affiliated countries, you know, the triads and the Yakuza, you know, they're known to being very dangerous all throughout the Asia, you know, and hate organizations just like it, you know. If we had an opportunity, would you really blame them in knocking them out, you know, because they are nothing but hate organizations, you know. The cartels here on this side of the world are nothing but hate organizations. The KKK here on our U.S. territory is nothing but a hate organization. So when you look at Israel and Palestine, where it's these groups out of the Hamas that are popping up doing these terroristic shootings, bombings, kidnappings, ransoms, and again, just plain killings, hate crimes, you know, why not? Why not, you know, why not cross your fingers and hope that Netanyahu doesn't drop the ball again like the way he did last year or you know, over a year ago, you know, a year and a half ago. You know, why not hope that he gets the job done right this time, you know? And I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying, you know, well, the Jews caused all the wars. Well, nobody's ever really brought any proof of that. There's a lot of accusations, but nobody's brought any actual proof, you know? Palestine, you know, has been attacking Jews from as far back as the Bible. You know, David and Goliath. A fully armed Palestinian warrior against a boy with a sling and a rock. You know, that's, you know, it's just, yeah, they've been causing trouble since the biblical times, you know. So now here we are with the chance. Here they are. We've got nothing to do with it over here in the U.S. I think we sell them weapons, but that's about it. We don't really do any of the fighting. But there they are, with a shot, with an actual legitimate shot, a chance to actually push out a hate organization out of their country. Well, technically out of Palestine, which is in their country, a country within their country, country of Israel. So, you know, I've got my fingers crossed. I hope it removes them and all this good stuff. And I hope it's a big, strong influence to the rest of the world, including us here in the United States, in dealing with hate groups here in our country as well. It's just a thought, it's a theory, but it ends with this question, why not? You know, why not? Get rid of the hate organizations. Get rid of them. Why not? I hope you all are doing okay. This is the end of the weekend. It's a Sunday night, Monday morning, and I you know, hope this brand new work week starts off real good for all of you. I'm still working third shift warehouse jobs, warehouse work. I gave up my Uber ride because I was actually getting burnt out, very unhealthy with all of the junk food that I was eating, and had complications with breathing. My weight had to do with that. Catching COVID every now and then had to do with that. I just really got tired of getting sick from other people's breathing. It wasn't always COVID, but at the same time, people open mouth sneeze, open mouth cough, open mouth yawn, open mouth, breathe, you know, and they're disgusting people. There's a lot of disgusting people out there. Plus, Uber is actually shortchanging the drivers. I started to get burnt out and highly stressed, which is not a good thing. Currently, as of last year in 2020, 2021, the payment just dropped considerably, and it didn't really go well with all of the gas price gouging and the price gougings and the price hikes everywhere you went to go shopping. Uber rideshare in general, not just Uber, but rideshare in general, just simply dropped the ball themselves. They really let us down. And they just, they did it by just lowering the payment, on all of us. And I'll talk about that on a different segment. There's a lot more to it, but it was another reason why I had to find another job. I work in a warehouse now. I'm burning a lot of calories. The waistline is loving it, and I'm rebuilding a lot of my muscles all over again. They're just getting more and more revitalized, and I'm feeling a whole lot more healthier and a lot more calm, and I'm making more and more time, so I'm reducing myself down to just the weekends only for right now, because the weekends are the only thing that I got going as far as day offs. The rest of the time I'm working 10 hours and I'm coming home just too tired to do anything. So I'm going to be doing this once a week for a good while, and I'll try to make as many as I can once again to all of you out there. I miss you guys. If you could, I usually don't ask this of you, but because I miss coming here and I miss, talking to those of you that actually are paying attention, and now those of you out there that are actually paying attention to me now, if you could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and give me your opinions. Share your opinions with me. I always leave my email address, and I leave the comment section open. The only times that I actually erase comments is whenever the hate mail comes in, whenever the hate comments come in. You're what's wrong with this country, and you don't know what you're talking about, and blah 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 blah, and bitch. That's all I hear. That's all I read. If you'll take a time to notice, I actually have like about one or two where the comments are just left alone, and that's because I really don't, they're really not offensive. So, and and most importantly, they're not just a bunch of bitching. If you bitch, I'm gonna delete you. Plain and simple. If you got something to say, please share it. And again, I normally don't ask. I've been taking total advantage of using this site as sort of like a venting my opinions out there. But now I've had spending a lot less time on the road, a lot less time on the camera, a lot less time sharing my opinions and my comments. And I wouldn't mind reading yours. So just throwing it out there. Hope you do so, and hope to be reading from me soon. This is Chris with Chris's Comments. Y'all take care. Y'all keep on keeping on. Take care.